morning,
like any other case.
good morning.
After
good morning, good morning. I think we're going to be on Trump Watch today. I think we're going to be on Trump Watch for hours and hours and hours, maybe even days, because it's there's a lot going on. Oh, that's right. Tony's filling in. Tony's got to fill in this week. Gabe's filling in for him, so I will. Do I not have sound? Am I not getting sound?
Andrew, let's talk about the timing. If there were,
looks like I'm not getting all the sound through.
Issue, which is
hold on.
Precedent, at least within the Justice Department.
Oh, there he is. Okay, there he is. Oh, and he's still got a little time to.
Of course, I start the show with a muted mic. Oh my God. Anyways, I'll just say it again.
All right.
Good morning, mother.
I think I'm good because I actually have both of them going.
Tony's not here today.
It's one little button here so that I can drown those guys out when I actually want to talk over them. Yes, that's a little button I have right there. And I can drown those guys out when I want to talk over them. Because I think what we're on, yeah. If you're paying attention, I'm going to switch back and forth between the two right now. And literally, CNN is covering the other people you should be voting for other than Trump for some reason.
At the end of the show.
And MSNBC, of course, is all over the fact that, we're on indictment watch. I guess originally I heard that the DOJ was going to meet with Trump's people on Wednesday, and now I've actually heard so far today that they are actually meeting right now.
Comes with the Republican Party. I don't know if everyone saw.
Now, I'm not sure if
looks like the grand jury
this might be a stall tactic. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because they know, these attorneys know,
but let's talk about
that in a lot of cases, they're going to get the, could you please come in? We have this that we'd like to talk to
week. We're going to be finding out
about
more. I think the walls are closing in. As the title put into the description today.
Is it? Well, I guess we'll know soon enough because the reporting is going to come out. But the walls are definitely closing. They're definitely closing in. And I'm not sure if Trump's attorneys walked into the DOJ's office today to try and slow it down. Or to try and just beg off, because it's going to happen.
Not going to be having charges.
It's going to happen. It's just a matter of.
But really,
how quickly it happens and how soon it happens.
For lack of a better term, freaking the
because
fuck out.
It's going to happen.
I think it's safe to say
down a little bit more too.
That
up a little bit.
The pressure cooker's on. The clock is ticking, right? We've got Jack Smith, his grand jury.
It's not just Jack. Here's the other thing: it's Georgia, and if Georgia does what Georgia should do. What Georgia's going to do and what Jack's going to do is he's going to force a couple more state attorneys to start looking. And I can guarantee you, if they do what they're supposed to do, it may be superseding later.
A lot of people in the chat today.
But there's going to be a few other states that need to do the same thing that Georgia does.
Tony will be back on.
And it's not going to look good if they don't do it.
Texas, Paul, and later.
It's kind of already not looking good that a couple of those states haven't started doing the same thing that Fonnie Willis was doing. Because we know there are other phone calls out there.
Donald Trump for a second.
And what's going to look really bad is when the DOJ starts using these phone calls.
Just announced that they are not going to bring.
Because they haven't even started the January 6th stuff. The first indictment's just going to be over the fucking documents case and the obstruction on that. And then once they've gotten into that, then they'll do a superseding for January 6th. Then they'll do a superseding for the fraud on all of the fundraising. Then if they've got it, I believe they'll do another superseding where they will actually get him for all the money that has come in from the Middle East. It's just coming to that point where it's like everything they're looking at just says, hey,
season. They're already destroying each other.
I think it's going to be a little bit bigger than just Daffy Duck of stuff. It's going to be a lot of shit happening, and it's going to happen really quickly, really quickly. Ooh, but we're on indictment watch, kids. We're on. Here, let me switch this right quick and just see.
For us who are,
like I said, I'm going back and forth between CNN.
it's really
You're the one out of step with the Republican Party, not the candidates.
Yeah, see, CNN's doing. Okay. Republican Party, you're out of step with the Republicans.
It's lovely to see him.
Let's see what here. Let's see what.
Get together with the kids, which is great because Camden had a birthday, and we thought it'd be a nice little visit. Mark has 4/5 girls. He's got 4 of his own, and his girlfriend is not insignificant other. I would say quite significant other. Has one of her own as well, and it's
family time.
That's a lot.
Family time.
Hospital girls, that's amazing.
Family time.
I'm just saying the dynamic of that is exactly what you
family
expect.
time.
polls. You've got Vivek.
All right, family time.
And as somebody who basically
his points on the trans perspective on including them in the military, you've got Chris Christie. You've got you've got Tim Scott. You've got Nikki Haley, which we'll go into a little bit later. Her little.
See, I got a feeling that we've got again. I am of the opinion that no, it will not be Donald Trump. I know everybody's like, yeah, it's going to be Donald. It's going to be Donald. Yeah, we haven't started voting yet.
Cannot seem to define what woke is.
And again, I remember when it was Jeb. Yeah. And then it was DeSantis. Yay! Oh, he's not so personable.
What does this mean?
No shit. He used his fucking baby in a fucking political ad using a Trumpian kind of... What the fuck?
Just now recently announcing and deciding that he's going to be coming after Trump. I think... I'll play a clip later on.
I did a political ad, my very first political ad, in the 2nd grade. Yes, our school was actually the background for a political ad for a former presidential candidate from Minnesota.
It is truly something else.
I'll put it that way. And I was in the 2nd grade. This will tell you how long ago it was, because that was the early 70s.
Bad political taste.
Yes. Okay, so
When on stage, they're given, softball questions, and
we were the background of that political ad.
they drop the bag, right? This question,
It's just so much changes so quickly in such a short period of time that it's kind of amazing that this one person that you weren't even thinking about all of a sudden becomes the nominee when that was not the person you were thinking of. So we'll see, because with indictment watch on the edge here, where we're literally saying, okay, any moment now we're going to have an indictment. It's going to be very, very, very interesting. That's all I got to say. I mean, really interesting. Let me see what these guys are talking about, too.
However, Ron DeSantis and everyone else in the Republican Party have built a platform, have built their whole identity around this idea that woke is this evil boogie monster, this boogeyman in the closet.
It's hate.
It's coming out to get your kids.
It's hate. They've built their entire thing on hate.
And so you find them in this position where it takes a simple question. Like, can you define this?
Right.
Can you ultimately find a definition out there, a reason why you would want to hate this idea of being woke so bad? And they struggle at every
turn.
They know the question's coming. They know the question is
because
coming to them.
They've taken
what is woke?
on another word that was part of a lexicon that they want to change what the wording means.
On the Rising show that's featured on The Hill,
woke.
Struggle to define what woke
Sorry,
was.
you're not going to like that. Nobody likes that when I say that.
It's
'cause
it's astounding.
That's what that woke means.
Again, all of these
Can't
people,
have them darky brownies.
all of these people know
And
the
it's
question
not
that's
working
coming.
very well.
What is woke? Can you define woke?
Yep.
And they can't.
They can't.
They know the question.
No, because the only way you can define it is you just heard what I said.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
You know how much discipline it takes? All right, anyways. So, good morning. Hi, everybody. Chud is doing good. She's ambulatory this morning. She's still huffing and puffing when she gets, over the bowl because she gets down off the couch, and that's a big deal with her arthritis, and she huffles over there. She's got a bit of a sway back happening right now, but I will say the most concerning thing for me with her is her belly bloat, because that's the thing that can kill her the easiest, because it can happen.
Run for president.
Bloat in an animal can come on very fast, and we could maybe not be around.
Oh, okay.
And it would
will not run.
A painful way to go.
Will not run. This is crazy. As we sit and we wait,
that's the part
to
that
see
I have been monitoring
what's going to
most.
happen.
So like every morning, I'm like,
it's insane.
I will admit, a couple of times I have burped my cat. I'm not squeezing her because that might be dangerous.
Oh, no.
I will literally.
You got to burp the cat. I've done it too.
Goes into a Target or other places, harasses customers because they're in the Pride section.
Yep.
We find out that actually he's on Grindr.
Yep. What the fuck?
I mean, the fucking the whataboutism and the gaslighting and the projection of the Republican Party
and utter bullshit
to target marginalized communities. Right? And then you fucking find out that these people are the very same people in those communities.
Thank you.
It's that self-hate.
Why?
It's the self-degradation of the Republican Party.
And why do we keep allowing it? Why do we keep listening for it? Why do we keep letting that same dog whistle become everything that we are?
If you're not those
our
things,
entire system is about.
Then you're evil. You're bad.
Because right now, that's everything it's about.
Woke. You're gay, whatever it is, but then you
that's everything it's about. One party that has no actual governing acceptance except for one thing: control what you do. That is the entire Republican Party.
It's frustrating.
Tell me what else they're here for, but to control what you do. Control your bedroom, control your bathroom, control your kitchen.
On the right.
They say, the liberals are taking... No, actually, understand that most of what the shit that the quote-unquote liberals are taking away, it's not taking away. We've all agreed that these things are no longer really a good thing for us. They're bad for our health.
And the only way to be
There's actually ways we can actually do better. And as renewables become cheaper and your house can actually generate more power for itself,
there's nothing else to their core.
And it becomes cheaper and cheaper to the point where the energy companies, and believe me, it's going to happen within the next couple of years.
100%.
The energy companies are going to want to give you the money to put these systems in. The reason is the equipment's going to cost them next to nothing. They're going to have to figure out how to make a little bit more money. So don't be surprised if you can actually get an entire system put on, and it basically, depending on where you're at, be like half or a quarter of the cost of what you're currently paying. Or even they'll just get rid of it. They'll say, okay, here, for a year, we'll just say no. Especially if you're in a good spot, where they know they're going to make a little money off of it before they give it back to you.
It's insane, right? And we see it every day.
Don't be surprised, because that's what's going to happen with renewables. It becomes so cheap that literally they have to find places to put it to make the money.
Right?
Actually go online and raise it
to mock them.
And the funny part is when we get to the somewhere around the 20% mark, where we actually have so much production
on the
that we don't know what to do with it,
and the disinformation, and
we're going to get there too. We're going to get there too.
Twitter right now is another conversation they're having right now about what's fact checking, what's not, what's opinion. They're attacking each other. because their narrative they completely lost.
Right. They don't
They
have
have
a
no
narrative.
idea what to
What's
talk
their
about.
narrative? I'm sorry, forgive me. It's just one more time. What is their narrative besides
They have
hate
no
monger,
idea what to talk about.
dislike and control of because they are coming to take your,
The fucking narrative.
that's their only narrative. We will control getting rid of those people
Fuckers
so your life is the way we want it.
are focused.
Now that we is a bunch of old white men who want what?
Bud Light.
To control your life, make sure there's no gayness around, make sure that women are in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant, because that's what they want.
Average person.
Look at what they're actually doing in red states.
People watching my.
They're making sure that child labor is okay again. They're making sure that rape
They could get
Kimberly, is there space?
is easy and non-consequential.
jobs.
They're making sure that there is no reason for that man who just raped you to have any responsibility
Have
for anything he does, including that child. Look at what they're doing.
without having to fear that I can't.
Pay attention to what the fuck they're doing. Pay attention to the fact that those child labor laws are all of a sudden in red states just seeming to go by the wayside. Pay attention to the people that they're taking away. Taking away. Pay attention to the fact that they're saying books can be banned. That they're saying people's free thought is bullshit. You can't have that. What they're saying is, fuck the Constitution. We don't want that. We want a state of old white men doing whatever the fuck they want. Fuck your Constitution.
Can't not make fun of it.
Because that's what they're fighting for.
You have to
Show me the difference. Show me in those red states,
point out.
with the laws that they're passing,
You laugh.
what else they're doing.
Make them
Other than that.
feel
Sorry, I'm just not seeing it.
embarrassed. You make them.
And the unfortunate part is Trump has said, let's go.
On Twitter, you laugh.
Elon Musk and people like that all back him up. Why? Because they're bigots too.
Tom,
Just 100% straight up fucking wannabe. No, fuck that. Sorry, if you understand and you look at the underlying everything in that fucking companies that Elon runs, there is sexism, there is misogyny, there is white supremacy all over his companies.
Not facing any challenge.
because if you don't,
Because there's lawsuits literally proving it, and he's losing them.
stop them in their tracks and make fun.
But that's not the story. Somehow the story is the greatness of Twitter and how he's great and how fabulous he is and how his robots, which are fucking years behind anything Boston Dynamics has put
You gotta call
out.
that shit out. You got.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up.
It's
His full self-driving, which has always been 2 years away. His Hyperloop, which is just another fucking stolen goddamn idea, just like everything he's done, including X.com.
fact check them. Put them.
The
in
fact
their
that
place,
PayPal
right?
shut the fucking door in his face. And the unfortunate part was he was smart enough to get a smart enough deal that he took a few $1,000,000 more than he came in with.
Sauce on him. Dumb.
Because he's good at being a con man. He's a fucking con man, and that's the problem.
Their way.
We've now got a party that is filled with white supremacist con men telling you that this is the way it should be because those people are coming to take your shit away.
Because indictments.
Even though they don't tell you who those people are. And in the meantime, what they're trying to make sure of is that they can rape and pillage like it's the 1600s. You notice that's what the laws they had to go back to actually change the laws so that they could start raping and pillaging women again. Literally, read the fucking thing that got rid of Roe. Read that piece of shit. Read it. And understand what they basically said. They basically said, fuck all of you. There's 6 of us now. We can do whatever the fuck we want to do.
The promised land.
We're going to go back to 16th century, 15th century. What the fuck? Before there was even medicine. We're going to go back to that day to make a point. What the? No.
Throwing everyone on the bus.
No, what it proves is that you're full of fucking shit. And the original fucking way that they did it, based on every goddamn law and the privacy and everything written because it wasn't based on one or two people. And by the way, it was put in place. Roe was originally put in place by a bunch of fucking conservatives because the law is inherently fucking conservative.
Under the bus, right? He's going to attack Mike Pence. He's going to attack Chris Christie.
It's really that simple.
Eventually, if he sees Tim Scott as a threat,
it's the whole point of law in most cases.
Has no platform. They're stuck.
But oh my God. Uh-oh. Are we bouncing?
And you have to call it out. It's
just
they're literally in quicksand right now. And you see people around, us included, but also people on the right watching this happen.
But yeah, I mean, even maybe.
You know what? Good.
It won't. But we are shitting down this fucking path exactly like it was in the 1930s with this same bullshit of a leader who has no business being a leader, who is literally criminal. The only difference is Hitler actually went to jail and came out.
Everyone, including us.
Hopefully Trump will go to jail and never fucking come out.
Figured out.
But here's the problem. Who's going to replace him? Because that's the problem. They want this world that's never been and never has existed and never will exist.
Because that's
it doesn't exist.
Relevant, right?
This white supremacist utopian world that they all think about that was somehow back in the 50s or no, it's never existed. That's the problem. This bullshit utopia you talk of. The way we get to even close to a utopia is we actually make sure that we keep going forward. We move forward. We don't go backwards.
No, they get super upset.
We make sure that stupid little old white men with stupid little old white men ideas
hide the fact that they are
should be not listened to, should be shunned, should be pushed off to the side.
There's no other way to do this. There's no other way to approach it other than mocking them.
That they shouldn't be the entire law for an entire goddamn community. They shouldn't be the entire law firm that can literally rip off an entire community to the point of fucking murder.
There is no path forward for the current Republican Party.
That's the kind of world that they want to go in if they go down this path of supremacy, where you can ban shit you don't like because there's no reason. That's the problem with all of this banning of all this bullshit, with this hatred of LGBT and all this other crap. It makes no goddamn sense because it's based on nothing. It's literally based on nothing. Your white hate is based on nothing. Oh, you say you're Christian? No, you're not. You're a hateful individual. You don't believe in a God. Bullshit.
And to come back to Donald,
what you believe in is somehow that your lack of melanin makes you a better person than everybody else. Sweetie, no.
However long
just makes you a dumbass motherfucker. That's all it does.
He's going to be kicking.
Just makes you a dumbass motherfucker. It's going to
be amazing to watch.
Sorry.
I mean, if you monitor Truth Social,
especially in this day and age where you can actually get the information. See, the unfortunate part is we don't teach people how to learn. We teach them how to memorize shit, which is how you get people like Trump and Elon, who only need you because you've memorized enough shit to keep their shit running.
The Eugene Carroll case.
Do you know how many people we hired from Tesla that was just like, oh my God, these people are great. We're not going to be able to hold on to them because, they're good people and they're going to find better jobs. And
they are the who are going to be their own.
The number of people that we lost to Canada, too. Motorcycle companies. It's amazing. Hopefully, some of them will actually produce electric motorcycles and get to the point where I've been screaming we need to get to, because we need to get rid of all these single stroke and all these motorcycles all over most of the Asian nations. Oh my God, so much pollution. So much.
Look at Donald Trump.
So much more than even the vehicles that we now put out on our shores here, because we've changed
It's
our gas, the pollution levels, and all that. Especially after being in LA, a person who originally saw California through LA first
torches everyone.
in the 70s,
Once was,
when you literally would come over the mountain and you couldn't see LA.
and I know that the audio's out of sync
Those were the days,
when I go to commercial.
my friends.
I
We
apologize.
don't see that. But go to Shanghai, go to any place in China. You will now see that today. Right now, in 2023, you will see that. It is one of the things even my aunt was like, what the hell? I'm like, yeah.
Support them.
Perspective.
They still
And gee, no, and people who have actually traveled further in have said the exact same thing. They have burned their land up by allowing what we basically did
information case.
in the 1920s. They just did.
Own problem.
Quite literally, they just did in the 2000s and the 2010s, to the point where some of their land is literally unusable in China. That's why they have to import so much food now.
Has an
He's going to drain the swamp.
And it's scary that so many of these stories aren't getting out there the way they should,
He will.
with U.S. forces in the region.
because it would change a lot of people's
I honestly think that he will be the
expectations of their government, maybe.
the way.
For the country.
Maybe not for the better, but
Security conference.
He's going to
because all of us have got a long ways to go.
of the Republican Party.
To
He will be the person that brings the Republican Party down to its knees and has a real life reassessment.
competing views for the future.
Only if they follow him off this cliff through his indictment, because he's going to get indicted. I don't know whether he gets indicted this week or next week, but he's going to get indicted.
Do more. I wouldn't have to have.
It's going to be a very interesting couple of
I don't
weeks.
care what anybody friggin' says. AI is the next natural version of UI of user interface.
No, I disagree
That
completely.
is
Completely
that's what it's
disagree.
for. That's all it is.
I completely
And everybody
disagree,
flipping
and the
out
reason
about
I'm
it,
going
they're
to completely
keep-
disagree is
AI is gonna control
because
us and take over
everybody
what-
who's
they're
made a
projecting
prediction like this
their
has
own
been
fears of the
100%
worst
wrong.
humans
And here's why:
among us
is
onto
everything
AI.
fucking
And it doesn't
changes
work.
way too fucking quickly. Sorry, I will disagree with you completely on that. Every time somebody makes that kind of prediction, it's because they don't understand the underlayment. And the underlayment is every single one of those chats take a fucking hell of a lot of computation. And as we get better at making that computation cheaper, I agree, it will become an increasing way to go. But if you notice Bing, go to Bing and use its AI chat. Please go use it, go understand how long it takes, how limited it is, and understand there's a reason for that. We are nowhere near AI. What we are is we are at the next level of programming. The next level of programming, where literally we are going from zeros and ones to zeros, ones, and 456 different things in one bit.
Now I found a way. That's right for me. Feels
And until we can get to that point where one bit is literally 1 million points, we are not going to, that's quantum computing. That's where you literally are moving so much information so quickly, and just gobs of it because you can take that much information. When we get to that point, then I will talk about AI. But we are nowhere near that. We are still in an on-off world that is got a great improvement in the way people program and the systems that people are programming on. The programming is getting better, and that's because the cloud, and we've now standardized on so many different languages and so many different ways. Now, my thing is, we are not there yet for the CPU. The reason I disagree with Hal 100% right now is the CPU needed to do AI correctly is not one we have right now in most of the data centers. We'll get to that CPU, and I think that CPU is probably going to be an ARM-style CPU, yes, on a Linux-type system, but it's probably going to be something completely different, too, from what we run now. It's probably going to be more on an Apple-like basis. Why do I say that? Is because Apple kind of took the plus and the minuses of the ARM and reinvented it and put it together in a way that makes more sense, where you don't always take your CPU and your memory and have them throwing stuff back and forth, where instead you use your CPU like the memory. Because it just makes more sense. So as we get to these systems that have more interconnected memory and CPUs, which we're going towards, we're not there yet, then I will agree. AI will be the next step. But we don't have AI yet. We are at the very beginnings of machine learning. The very, very beginnings of machine learning. And we've got a long way to go before we actually get to the true AI that we don't even have machines for yet. Sorry, we don't. we are literally, like I said, the biggest problem that ChatGPT has is right now is its CPU usage. And as we get to the better ARM CPUs that can handle this and are programmed to use the ARM correctly, that's the next step. Is once the programming gets to the point where it can use the CPU for every dime of I/O that can be spit out of it as cheaply and as effectively as possible, because it's expensive. That's the problem. ChatGPT is not cheap right now. And Microsoft is doing it because they can. Because they know over time it will get cheaper, so they're doing what they do as usual. They'll take it at a loss at the beginning to make a little money later on. And probably a lot of money, because they'll probably be the servers with the most on there.
And all of his crimes.
NBC's Antonia
And we're seeing that happen.
about a dozen drag.
But we'll see. Okay, so what's going on here?
Now, people who have doubts, I hope that that those people are beginning to walk back on those doubts, right? To see that with these grand juries that are happening, that
He's
they
gonna get
will
indicted.
see
He will be indicted. He's
and
going
believe
to get indicted.
that there actual
unfortunately.
is justice
Or
coming.
I should say, fortunately.
Right?
It's going to happen. It is
That
going to happen
by
now.
convening or reconvening this grand jury under Jack Smith, and not only that, but we've also got the fact that when it comes to just last week, right, we had things that were revealed
per se, or about protecting children.
that were revealed in terms of the case. We had an supposed audio of
No,
Donald
we got
Trump
multiple audios
indicating
now.
that he knew about the documents.
We've got multiple
and what
audios
to do
now,
with
because
in
it
terms
looks
of
like
handling,
what we
right?
also have today, and I'm not sure if you've been following everything that's been going along, but yes, we have the audio of him saying blah, blah, blah about the Mark Meadows interview. But we also have another set of tapes from his attorney.
Moving through Tennessee and other parts of the country.
Oh my God, Lordy, there are tapes. And I got a feeling once his attorneys sit down with them, and if they have even one little small tranche of shit that they could play for them, these guys will walk away going, oh shit. I want to see their faces when they leave. That's what I want to see. I want to see Trump's lawyers' faces when they leave the courts. And see, these guys aren't going to be talking about that, I don't think. Because that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm kind of. I got a couple of screens going up here. Here, let's do this. I want to do one little thing. Choose it. And then we'll go here. Here. Stop that. Come here. Come here. We'll go here. There we go. Okay.
It's Neutrogena. Rapid wrinkle
Oh, yeah, Tennessee's drag ban's unconstitutional. I forgot about that. Yay! Let's go to that one right quick. Just right quick. I just want to see what they're saying right quick.
We did this because we had to do this, right? So there was not another option for us. This is the life that we lead. This is an integral part of who we are.
It's how we make money.
Put a barrier there, so we had to do this. And
Mitch, I know. You know what's so funny is one of my best friends at the time. And this was in the late 90s, early aughts. Okay? Little drag queen, she is still working to this day.
What is behind
She made more money
attack?
to the point where she was literally thinking about quitting her day job. And she finally did.
they keep talking.
She was making more money doing drag just 3 nights a week.
Because we already have obscenity.
And she was like, well, if I quit my job, I could do it 2 more nights. And I actually do have. She literally quit her job
This is sending a message to
and started making more money doing drag.
broad that it
The idea that
She was a host.
the Republican Party wants
She was a drag host. So she would host so many fundraisers and I mean LGBT and non-LGBT. She did night after night at different places. She was literally from Fresno to Sacramento.
voted multiple times. But not only that, but
So if you've been in these areas, you might even know who I'm talking about because she's still doing it.
What is
And she's still doing it under the same name.
these states
so
and
whenever
the
you
majority?
hear
That little girl,
want to be
oh my God. If she had to put up with what's going on in Tennessee right now,
his wife and his mother-in-law.
I'd feel sorry because she would be out of a living. And I mean, she was making a damn good living.
That's a question to
Yeah,
the
it did kind of fall down during COVID a little.
resolute and
Attorney General.
But she even was like, yeah, it was actually kind of in a way a good little period to take a break because she needed it for a little while,
flat outfits.
which is kind of crazy. But yeah, and it's kind of picking back up for her. But it's like this is how she was making her living.
He asked
Literally, she had a house.
if male performed in that same.
She had a house in Castro Valley.
And the state was befuddled.
Yeah, she had 3 roommates at the time, but by time she was actually doing the heavy every day, she was like, yes, I don't need roommates anymore. And it feels good.
As if that
It feels good.
makes it more illegal.
And she said, the one thing I now have is I have my house. I now have it redecorated. I have it the way I want it. And I have it so that if I hit a bad time,
Isn't their idea.
I can bring people back in and I'll be fine.
It's very
That's what drag got her.
children. That it's about.
That's what these people are saying they want to take away because
Micah Winter Cole, thank you very much. Congratulations.
it hurts who? They went out and shot who? They went out and took away what? They did who to what? Huh? No.
Russian propaganda.
It's bullshit. It's illogical. It makes no sense.
His forces.
It's crap because all they're doing is going in a direction that 80% of us don't like. And in order to get away with it, they have to go look over here to the other 20% that'll go along with them and vote for them. It's just, it's craziness.
That they're projecting
It
their
really is.
security, their own fear,
Of all colors
and
all
all.
Let me go back to yeesh.
Probably involved in that crime.
Sorry. And then we're going to see everybody
just
what everybody else is talking about because it's crazy. I think we're on watch. And what I'm going to do is I'm only going to go for my
I'm a Christian.
1
They
hour
love
today.
to, attack people, right?
he said
They love to say, "Oh no, we're not Nazis. We're not Nazis." But at the same time,
see it, so I can't.
we want to literally beat these people from these marginalized communities.
Right.
And I've spoken about
We want to beat
There
them
was
up. We
a-
want to take them out. We want them to go
There was
away
a school board meeting in LA, not too far from
in
where I am.
LA.
phobia. I do not.
And at that school board meeting, and this person was,
I believe there is.
unfortunately, they were suspended from Twitter because they were sharing these videos, right? Of course, of all places, you're going to get removed from Elon Musk's right-wing echo chamber, Twitter.
Spiders.
But in there was a school board meeting that happened in LA,
They are a
right?
terrible person.
And these people showed up with shirts that were attacking gay people, attacking the LGBT community,
Go to prison.
and then literally
Chemically castrated for it. And
fucking beat these people They fucking beat a homeless man. A homeless man who was sleeping outside.
See again, how are you a Christian? How in any way, shape, or form are you about anything good? When this is what you are about, white people.
Who hate the LGBTQ community.
Thank you. Right? You're about hate.
These people on the right, they get so triggered.
That's the only thing we see
people
is your
in this
hate.
World, right? People who just want to fucking
for women.
Exist.
Your
just
hate
be
for children.
Human, because that's what they are, right? They're just
your
human.
love of a gun.
You're human. I'm a human. Ron DeSantis is an android. I think.
Your love of
Mike Pence
a goddamn business.
Donald Trump is fucking.
Your love of a white supremacist in a goddamn fucking frozen fucking country that if you are that in love with his ass, you need to take your ass and fly there and go live there and make your $450 a month and shut the fuck up and leave the rest of us alone.
Reach the critical mass, and that's totally cool now.
Sorry, it's just that's what's driving me nuts right now. If this is what you guys want, take your happy asses all on to whatever is still left that can fly your happy ass over there.
Other states as well, right?
And get off and live in that paradise of white supremacy that is Russia, that you want to live in. Go fight in Ukraine.
Because you will find that
since they're all Nazis,
want to exist,
right? Isn't that the story still? That somehow Ukraine is Nazis, even though there's not been one fucking piece of any story ever seen similar to the Nazis in Germany. Sorry, not one thing, not one. There were even little shreds of shit that popped up during World War II.
The very guy who is, again,
but nothing has come out of Ukraine in over a year.
Right?
What the hell? Nothing.
Story, New York Times.
Really good, weird. Interesting.
In terms of the grand jury, I don't know if it's updated.
Yeah, it's just bullshit. That's the problem. White hate is just that. It's white hate. It is this belief for some reason that you are better than everybody else for no other reason other than
Trump lawyers
we should be. Because God said, no, your fake floaty man did not say anything of the sort, and your fake floaty man does not make you right. Your fake floaty man does not do any of that. Sorry. What it does is it shows us that your fake floaty man is your excuse for everything you do and everything you want to do. Your fake floaty man makes it all good, makes it okay, because your fake floaty man also allows you to beat people up and then just ask for forgiveness and it's all okay. No, sorry, that's not how it works. That's how you actually make it so that you can be a fascist little shit. That's how you actually make it so that it's okay to do that kind of shit.
By CBS News entering the Justice Department per Rob Ligari, who is on site, comes as sources tell me the special counsel is moving toward his charging decision in the classified documents case. Sources tell CBS News that Trump's lawyers are expected to raise concerns about how prosecutors have handled attorney-client questions during the grand jury, but there is no sign the special counsel is going to waiver from
That's what
them.
I'm looking for is
he and
faces
his team
when they
have
leave.
handled this crime fraud exception.
Hold on, kid. We'll bring...
Donald Trump's, you got fucking, this is, if anyone remembers who this is, this is Jim Trusty, okay?
I don't want that down there, because if I put that down there, there'll be naughty stuff seen, because every once in a while, even on Twitter,
was hired
yay, love you, Twitter,
by Donald Trump
you can be
because
a
he
little
saw
naughty.
him on Fox News. One day he saw him doing some commentary on Fox News, and he pointed his finger at the TV and said, "That guy, that's the guy I
Donald
want."
Trump's
right?
attorneys,
as Ty Ross says, Dusty Trusty.
are meeting
I
with
mean, the
officials
guy
at
is
the
so
Department of
incompetent.
Justice
Remember, this is the
today.
same guy who tried to argue.
Okay, let's see. Right now, Department of Justice today lead legal experts to believe that the special counsel Jack Smith's investigation is nearing charging conclusions that the Trump might be of a plea deal
By trying to back this, but if anyone remembers,
to dodge jail time.
Jim Trusty.
A plea deal already? A smart move year for Trump is a guilty plea.
Taking the classified government documents.
Only with no jail time if there were.
Government documents.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I hate to tell you this. The only thing they're probably going to offer him,
anything,
if they do offer him anything, because the problem is there are still missing documents. And I believe that there are higher crimes that will be proven out over the course of his conviction. That there is nothing he could plead guilty to that would not
She put her literal career
include at least 5 years of jail time, and
so beautifully.
The fact that he would no longer qualify to run for any public office because the charges he would have to plead guilty to would literally say he is no longer allowed to run. So I'm not seeing how that would ever happen.
Not that they can read it.
I'm just saying, right now, if they're thinking that somehow he's going to plead it down to something, I giggle. I giggle.
The secure areas down to Mar-a-Lago was equivalent to an overdue library book.
I just don't want to hear about it anymore.
An overdue library.
Cornell West. Oh my God, yay! We're getting a bunch of people in. Yay, good. Okay. Here's why it is fabulous that we've got all these third people running. Fabulous. Yeah, I know you're going, no, it's not. It's not. It's going to be horrible. No, I got a feeling what you're going to find is most of them will be gone very quickly. Especially if breaking Trump's lawyers just spotted by NBC News.
In the $2 billion?
Yeah, so they're in there right now. Trump's lawyers are literally meeting with.
Speculation. I think there's.
Now, like I said, I'm a little nervous about them being there right now. Because usually you don't want to talk to the attorneys until you have everything right in front of you that you want to do.
And now they're fucking declassified.
I could be completely wrong, but maybe, just maybe, they said to Trump's lawyers, get your ass in here on Monday, because Monday afternoon, we're going to go to the grand jury for the full-on indictment.
That we should be really. This is all a witch hunt. This is blah, 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 whatever.
Or Trump's guys are trying to get in there blah, 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 and muddle shit up and delay it as long as they can. And again, I'm going to say this because I'm seeing it more and more that I do not believe that once this starts going, there will be a delay. I believe 100% that Trump has eaten up what little good he's done on the courts. Because what's starting to happen now is what happened before when we had somebody who put a lot of unqualified, very weirdly leaning people on the courts. About 30 to 40% of them stopped being that way. When they realized they were really on a court and they couldn't be that way. And they started actually acting like judges. And it looks like that's starting to happen with a lot of the Trump judges. Not all of them. We've got some Eileens. We've got some on the Fifth Circuit that will always be that way. And I know that. I look at Texas and I go, no, you're never. Never! But what happens is usually enough of a percentage, and they know it. Stop being these ideologues and start actually going, no, I'm a judge. And I've got to be a judge. judge. And they actually become very centrist, now conservative, yes, but very centrist judges because they're actually going with the law, which is a conservative thing. So they actually start listening to the law and not their conservative bullshit leanings, which is a good thing for all of us because that's what we want. We want people that don't go and make law by having to go reach into the 16th century for their actual shit. To a time period where that shit makes no goddamn sense.
Of an addled and easily manipulated
Holy shit.
Republicans and the image spread by his staff of a president in aviator shades.
Oh, Ronnie. What's Ronnie talking about?
I'm proud as president.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I can't take it. Because the number of times this man says woke. And you know what I hear every time I hear woke? That's all I hear. You're just screaming it. Why?
You have Biden out there, I think. He's taking a lantern on the
Why?
Hue community, the black community, Asian, Latino,
Yep.
anything that isn't white.
Dudes like that are in, their hyper trad cons, traditional conservative ideas that women has a place in the household, and that
You mean the hyper masculine bullshit that means absolutely nothing that comes from this entire crapozoid thing of, well, it's always been that. No, bullshit. Nope. Sorry. That's the goddamn problem. Nostalgia will destroy you. No, it has not always been that way. It wasn't that way but a second ago. And guess what? A second from now, it won't be that way. It's really that simple. Never really was that way. Even though you want to think it was that way. You can go back and look at that way. And the funny part is, the way it was filmed may not be the way you remember it. Those rose-colored glasses. And oh, too often, that's what happens. Is one group gets this rose-colored way of looking at shit as if it's always been this way. When everybody else is going, no. No, it's not always been this way. Things change every damn day. You may not like the change. It may not give you everything you want because you can't rip off everybody. You can't be a miserable SOB.
Casey DeSantis, the Walmart Melania. Now,
why you feel that being a miserable SOB, see right there, I really don't care. That's just being a miserable SOB. Well, just think about it. You're just being a miserable white person when you say shit like that. What you're just saying is all I care about is myself. Nobody else around me. Not understanding that everybody else around you is the reason you can be your selfish little fuck shit little asinine bitchwad shithead that you are. It literally is what allows you to be the little bitch of a cunt that you are. And you don't get that. You just don't get it. That's the problem. The minute your worldview hits, it will not be the America that is today. It will not be the place where you can get away with being that bitch little shithead that you are. Because then you'll just be another cog. See, like if you flew on off to Russia right now, what would you have? Because you sure as shit wouldn't be able to talk about anybody the way you talk about people right now. See, you can't do that over there. Because if you do, you get put into the gulag. The prison, whatever they call it. That place where Putin pretty much controls everything that goes on. You know, the non-gay place.
Get to the point where, you can get to live and let live. That's salvageable. And by the way, never call in an airstrike on your own argument. Never take someone who may be on the edge of the bad stuff and go, you are with them. You're just adding, troops to their side. I will never add as best I can.
Well, that makes sense. No,
and
you can.
The case is
keep
that
them off.
He'll have no
Try
chance
and get them over to the other side.
To
I
bow
agree.
out, right? But Donald Trump won't do that.
But at certain
Donald
times
Trump
you
will
just have
never
to go,
do-
you know what?
because
No,
if Donald
sorry.
Trump does that, it is
You're
going
done.
to be
Done with
a
you.
removal
I'm done with you.
of
I'm over.
his fund, right? His money, his grifting bank.
See, and that's what I think.
He's so
Yes, I
dependent
think this
on,
is
right?
what's about
a guy
to happen.
who was a
that
billionaire, and I use
nobody's
the
ready
quotes
for.
properly here. So
When those indictments happen, part of the indictment is going to be the first part is just going to be like I said, the documents. It's just about the documents, and that's the part that's going to be a little frustrating to people. But I agree with why they're doing the documents first, because doing the documents will eliminate Trump from being able to run for president. The end. The rest will just be cherry on top. Even if they don't get seditious conspiracy, just the fact that he mishandled those documents.
and she was like, "Oh,
Documents. We're not talking classified. Doesn't matter. See, that's what drives me nuts. Is everybody keeps screaming about the classified and the classified and the fuck your classification. It don't matter. That's a red herring. It's bullshit. It's the ultimate guy in the sky saying shit that you should just ignore because it doesn't matter. It's the possession of the documents that matters. Read the law. It's one of these laws that's actually made to catch people up. It really is. It's made to say, no, you don't get to do this and get away with it. Read the fucking law. He can go to classification all he fucking wants to. Guess what? It don't matter. Because it has nothing to do with classification. And the reason that they're going on documents first is it's easiest.
they have no person."
It's easiest, and it actually will eliminate. Read the entire statute. And then, see, that's the other problem I don't think people understand. If you read the entire statute and you understand, there is no guilty plea without saying you can no longer run for president.
$5 million prize.
That's not so bad. And
Part of what's going to have to come with that guilty to the documents would probably be by the way, all the fraud you just did, you got to pay all that back.
Expected to talk about how free speech.
Ooh, doggy.
Last month, you'll remember the Florida.
I don't foresee that happening. See, I see a lot of trials happening.
With technical glitches.
Long-winded trials
Tomorrow, Pelosi will throw out the first.
that he will lose because I'm still trying to find
I'm not a
that elusive case
Thanks for your time today.
that everybody seems to be all over that I've yet to find
but that is
of Trump winning.
Matt, that is 100% the Republican Party. That's how interesting. Lack of
Looked a lot of places for it.
no taste.
Haven't found it.
God, that is
I mean, I keep looking too. It's got to be around here somewhere. Somewhere around here, there's got to be that case. That case that he won.
not bad.
And I'm only finding this weird ass case that was a kind of a one little thing. But let's see.
It's
Federal government case. No, pretty much a loss. Yeah, pretty much a loss.
amazing to
CNN exclusive. Ukraine sabotage.
Here's an example.
Second federal government case.
Is trying to
Armed with drones.
Peeled. No, loss. Now let's see. The only thing that he got away with was being impeached, because see, there's no jury in that.
even during the
See, unfortunately, I wish. Oh, I wish
simple question of would he fulfill the
that what they had done was created a literal
and he couldn't answer that because
secondary group.
he knew deep
In other words,
that he had aspirations.
to the impeachment, I would love to have seen, once you go through the Senate doing the impeachment, and then the House doing the impeachment, and then the Senate actually getting through and going for it, part of what would have to happen with the Senate is it would have to go in front of the judges. And what we could have done was had a group of judges put together by all of our courts, where we had 24 judges from all these different courts who went through and just said constitutionally, yep, you're good to go, and then sent it off to the Senate. If that wouldn't have changed a few minds.
That letter they sent to DOJ last month. Our team, in fact, has learned that the Attorney General was not in attendance. So there is some question.
Because the only reason we're sitting here today is because we did not do it to Nixon. Gerald Ford was, and that's part of the reason that Gerald Ford lost. People didn't like that. They felt that Nixon should have paid for it.
Even in 2018.
And there's people that are sitting there right now who are going to go, what? Huh? No, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, it's very true. You know how I know that? Because I was sitting in a house filled with people, the day that Nixon was pardoned. My aunt and uncle's house, yes, I will give you, it was my aunt and uncle's house in Oakland in the 70s. But it was filled with people. There was probably, because it was one of those weekend parties where we had people, because we were just moving in to the area. We just literally moved into the area. It was us staying at their house. They had a nice 4-bedroom, 2-story with a in-law. And we were basically sharing the in-law downstairs. All 4 of us, my mom, my dad, and my sister and me. Unfortunately, my baby brother had just passed away. So that was part of what we were dealing with in that time period. So all that going on. Then the family moving to California, my father finishing med school a year away. And we were coming here to get set up so that we could, because we knew we were going to be here for 4 years. It would be the first place that we had lived for 4 years. So my parents were also thinking, do we want to buy a house in San Francisco? And at the time, we could have bought a house near Grove for like, what, $29,000? I'm not joking. We were actually looking because we had sold our house in Minnesota for $29,500. We bought it for $18,500 and we sold it for $29,000. It was huge, but we'd also never lived in a place that long. So almost 2.5 years of being in the same house. Yes, we used to move every 9 months. So
this was how can the DOJ possibly
just moving to California. And I remember the house was just filled with people when that happened. And it was kind of like one of those things where it was one of those news stories that hits the screen. Because it was on a screen in the background, because we didn't have TV on back in those days. Not for a party. You had the music going and you had 2 or 3 stereos, and it was a backyard party. There was literally about 100 people coming in and out of the backyard, because my uncle always did the barbecue party. That's the way he did it. He hot links, the food, it's always about the food. And everybody brought more. There'd always be more food at the end of it than there was at the beginning. Always. It's just the way it was, especially when you got 100 people. But I remember that day because it was another one of those days. It was like
the greatest witch hunt of all time,
because it was a party day, you know. And then it turned into what the fuck day. And you could feel it. You could feel it. It's weird. It's like this palpable anticipation that's sitting right now amongst all of us as we sit here waiting, because we know there's about to be an indictment. We know there's something coming.
And the emphasis is lost on everything, right? It's like saying, very, very, very,
yeah,
very.
Comer. Biden document suggests pattern. Now here, let me show you what I'm talking about.
That's all.
So when you look at Fox is saying that Comer Biden document suggests pattern of bribery.
People online, right? You got fucking Nick.
Notice that wording?
Who else?
Fox.
Don Jr.
Here's an idea. And I know I should have left 7 minutes ago, but I'm on my way. We're getting ready to end the show. We're close. Not quite there yet. Fox, how about this? Follow a real story. And here's why your story is always going to be bullshit with the Bidens. The problem is the Bidens have been in public life their entire life, including most of their taxes, where they live, how they live. You can pretty much tell that a pattern of bribery just doesn't work for their lifestyle. Now, on the other hand, there's another family who got billions from the Saudis and other things that maybe, just maybe, we need to take a look at and say, hey, what's up with that? What's up with that? That's all we're saying. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? I mean, come on.
So you like Weisselberg, like, oh, I'll take one for the team. That one's probably going to come back and bite Trump in the ass. And Weisselberg.
I really do believe that the next part that Jack's got for Trump after
the golden calf, he'll fucking
the indictments that are about to come for
come at me. I also have these documents.
The documents. Like I said, the documents are going to be easy. My thing is, will the documents include?
100%.
Damn, that's a nice little arbiter.
The guy cannot.
Sorry.
Take ownership.
None using the wrong word.
Literally said
Arborist. Sorry. Arborist.
Social distancing.
Yes, there's a hot dude that's an arborist on my screen. Anyway, I just think that there's the I think there's about to become this whole new world next week when the indictment actually does hit.
We know the vocabulary.
Because I believe, again, something I can say because I don't have proof other than the numbers that seem to be showing up every day or lack thereof. I believe that Trump's done. He is old news.
That's what you have.
But he polls! Shut the fuck up about your fucking poll! Here's why. Show me the poll that was right the last time. Go ahead.
Thursday night, right? Railing against woke and then saying, oh, we did all these things.
You know, that showed 4. Only 4.
It's
4 people that the GOP won by, not 20. The wave, which was more of a.
So there's a video going around.
Maybe 4 or 5. It takes a lot to spit on a mic that's got this much cover on it.
And this is why
wasn't a wave. Wasn't a red wave. Wasn't a red anything. It was a mirage.
I'll jump back over to.
Yeah, the FBI document is bullshit. And we know why the FBI document is bullshit is because of who it probably comes from.
And talk about that.
Via Rudy.
Limit bill, we'll talk about.
Kids. I think what the other thing that's about to happen, and that may not happen till August, so we may have a whole nother month of this.
And she will,
is just after Trump gets jacked by Jack.
Tips on how to mock these people even further and what the talking.
Trump's attorneys and Mark Meadows and a bunch of other people are going to get jacked by by Georgia.
For anyone who doesn't know the reference that I'm making here.
Now, I don't mean Jack's going to hit them. I mean, they're going to get a RICO indictment.
Exactly.
More than likely, she's working on a RICO indictment because then she can take the whole cabal of them in. See, I thought she only had 8 of the fake people.
People on their knees.
She has 12 of them.
And people that were
I thought she was just doing a little work to make sure. I think she's actually gotten a lot further in. I think the reason that she's taking a look at other states, again, RICO. When you talk RICO, now you're talking about looking at other states and other places and the pattern of it.
No one has ever seen this before.
And believe me, she's not going to show the one or two that you need. She's going to show...
Just screenshot it.
Oh! She will show 5, 10, 15. She's just going to keep showing it over and over and over.
Yeah, I typed in Golden Trump.
And that's going to be the problem he's going to have. And what Jack's going to put on that is like the cherry on top.
Put this photo in the reply.
For her and Georgia. And like I said, I still believe there's now going to have to be other states
It says every. I mean,
that once Georgia and Jack are out, they're going to have to go, oh shit, oh shit,
quite possible.
oh shit.
And there are
Our turn.
of this golden.
Right. It's going to be interesting.
Other ones, let's see.
We just put it that way.
Here it is right there.
I think it's more than about
Because their golden god is about to be. Yeah. See, this is what's so funny.
Golden Trump. CPAC. If I could spell. If I could only spell. Usually Tony has the problem with spelling on the show. Boom. Here we go. See? Boom.
Boom.
Golden statue. Golden statue.
Wow.
Here's
He's
the golden
about to be
statue
indicted.
again.
Oh my God.
a well-known comedian.
Oh.
Somebody photoshopped appropriately what the Trump golden statue should be.
Thank you. A penis.
But yeah.
Thank you.
Moving them in. Here's,
I like that.
Tell me, you're going to say, I mean, like, Trumpers are going to be like, we're not a cult.
Oh my God. Look at that.
2 scoops, 2 genders, 2 terms, deal with it. The Trump towel. Everything is branded Trump.
It's
Everything
about
has
Trump.
Trump's name
It's not
on it.
about
Everything
the
has
country.
Trump's fucking,
It's just think about
thetrumptowel.com. Go to donaldjtrump.com. Like, what the fuck is this even made out of?
Thank you.
Like paper clips? I don't even, I don't even know what that is. Here it is, right? We the people, fucking, and he's in flip-flops, wearing American flag shorts, holding a fucking golden star like he's a child, which we know that he is, right? We all have come to understand that Donald Trump is a fucking child. There's no other way to describe him.
Please, I have cards in this thing that I can't use in that. Oh, please. All right. I'm sorry. I'm wearing a dark shirt, so my nipples won't show.
Oh, that's right. They're doing
Apple silicon to one more
apples. I forgot about that. That's this morning too. Okay. Yeah, they're all. Yeah, everybody's.
As a wonderful work of art, right?
I would love to get my companies to go Apple, but unfortunately, so much of the software just does not work with so many.
You know, I've been told that this is the preferred statue or work of art for Trump, right? The idea that you have this fucking floating giant man baby, tiny arms, tiny hands, huge head, ugly face, big diaper, very soiled, right? Simple. These are, and I'm only using simple descriptions here for, for MAGA to understand, of course.
All right, I am
you
going
got
to.
This, you got
because
this guy.
It's been one of those days where I think we're going to be back again in a few hours, talking about what the hell is going on.
Rally, let's say, at the fairgrounds as well.
That is what Donald Trump is trying to do. When it comes to these crimes, right? Let me just check back in to see if there's any development on the DOJ stuff. Let me see.
What?
Let me see.
There's such weird stories going on in CNN's world.
A lot to get through there, Pete. We appreciate you walking us through all of it, of course. Jim?
Beijing did it again. China testing.
Oh, God.
The congressman and the chairman of the Oversight Committee, James Comer, Raskin suggesting that this is an old document that was part of an...
It is an old document. That's the problem.
Down the middle with the North Korea.
The problem is it's an old document. You ain't got shit because the problem is, like I said, you're going to go after any family in the world. The reason Trump hates Joe Biden is an old white man who ain't a fucking bigot. He's an accidental one, but he ain't a fucking bigot.
Because he has,
I'll take an accidental over a fucking bigot.
his positions are
And that's the problem.
The loyalty of Donald
his
Trump
platform.
And that's just the problem. I did 24 core 70. What?
Could not tell.
What?
But none of these other candidates have been able to take a Trump
Mike Flynn.
That thing is ridiculous.
Roger
from Donald
Stone.
Trump.
Who
And
the
so
fuck
at
is this? I
some
don't even know who
point,
this
they've
is.
got to go right at him. There's just no playbook.
How much? He's in the way.
Out of his mind, looks like he's
Robert,
kind
is
of
a
out
growing
there.
in
Here, let's try.
Starts at $7,000. Starts.
That's not bad.
Starts.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Right?
That thing used to be $23,000. You know why I know that?
No.
Because I actually was at a company where we had two of them.
This completes the transition to
I actually had to work on two of them.
transform the desktop.
They
and
were
laptop
each
experience.
$23,000 at the
For
time.
Intel-based Mac
With
users,
everything in
every
them.
Mac is now a gigantic upgrade. And for PC users, there's never
$6,000 is nothing these
now back to
days.
Tim.
For what's
He
in
still is
there,
crushing.
it's amazing. It's how far we've come. Like I said, it's this world in which I remember my very first job was in a mailroom, and in that mailroom, part of what I had to do was help put in the new phone system.
Democratic Party.
A new Siemens phone system that was one of the very, very first small
The idea that
PBXs
this guy
in the office.
Junior is going to be the person.
What do I mean by small PBX? It was the damn thing, I believe, could handle 240 extensions. That was it. 240. And it was bigger
It's honestly
than the
because you wonder what
System 34 I would later work on.
Marianne Williamson.
But the reason it was bigger was because the two drives for the voicemail were massive back in the day. And it's not that they were like IBM System 34 massive. It's that they were literally big, huge, massive sets of drives because it took a lot of them back in the day. It was a Siemens system, and it had a attendant, and yeah, it was something to put that thing in. Today, or I should say, the last company I was in, as the CTO, or basically the CIO also, I put in the phone system there too. Yeah, it was really different. It was, I bought 5
Trump showed that the summer can be decisive.
phones for the floor,
You don't see Joe.
put in the 3CX system,
And ended Labor Day right.
put in a drive for them, pointed to their voicemail at that drive via the way I set up the VM that was the PBX system, put the SIPs in for the external call-in numbers, put in the voicemail box numbers, tied them to Active Directory so that you could get them on your phone or in your email.
Yeah, Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, completely different world from the Siemens I put in back in the 80s. That's how much has changed. So when you talk about this nostalgic world of what used to be, you're usually talking bullshit because it never really was that way. Sorry, go back and take another look. It probably wasn't that pretty or that beautiful. You might have had a day or two that was pretty and beautiful, but it just was not that pretty or that beautiful. Sorry. And you're never going to get it back. Never going to get it, never going to get it, never going to. Sorry. Never going to happen because it was never there in the first place. Okay, what is it that he's...
Imagine you get a phone call while in a meeting.
Okay.
And want to know whether it's something urgent or if it can wait until the meeting is wrapped. You'll see the voicemail right on your screen, so you can decide whether to step out and take the call. Thanks to the power
They
of
want
the neural engine,
$10,000 in
live
small
voicemail
unmarked bills. where they're going to, honey,
preserving your privacy. And there's another type of call.
I love it.
FaceTime.
Nice. Yes, can you fix the audio part where if we talk over each other, we can't hear each other because it cancels out on the phones versus iPad?
Right.
No?
I would love
You'll
that.
be able to leave a message. So whether you're just calling,
now that would still be nice too, because all it does now is it just
record a message.
It would really be nice to be able. Thank you. Yay!
To tell you about some updates to
But isn't that just coming in iOS 17
every day? Here's Kim.
So this is what? No, this is just iOS.
Messages is the way we stay connected with the people who
iOS
matter
has just
most.
got all these changes
To
in
start, let's quickly.
Also, why are these people not on roller skates? That's a big open space. Why should you have to walk all the way?
Sales.
Sorry.
And keep in mind that the U.S.
so I'm
is the
so
largest
overtime,
market
but it
of
was just
Twitter
it was just one of those days where
world.
it's like we are on
the largest market,
and I think there's a lot more to
of
come.
ad dollars
I'm going to actually spin out,
come out of the U.S.
and take a quick break here.
And now it's 59%.
Maybe come back on the other station, but for now we are.
I think in the article they said
have a good
60 or something like that, like what the next month or 70% or something like that.